What's up, everybody? This is Smarmy Tank, and this video we're gonna talk a little bit about the direction that Realm Royale is headed in. It seems a little bit fuzzy and blurry at this point in time. You know, what's gonna happen with this game. I know that we have tons of information at our disposal, a ton of people with a bunch of information and rumors popping out here and there, and people saying this and people speculating about that. We have, you know, random tweets about every 2 or 3 weeks from people that work at High Res that kind of get us all excited. So what does it all mean? What's really going on with this game? And for this video, I'd like to just focus a little bit on the community, because some really important things are happening. And some of the people that watch this video, maybe some of the young kids, they're not going to understand this. It's not going to make sense to them. It's adult shit, you know, or in this case, it's high school bullshit. But, you know, some people like myself felt like at one point in the history of playing this game over the last 3.5, 4 years, that there was a certain reputation, there were certain accusations, there were certain things said, there were arguments had, there were bans made, there was just a bunch of bullshit that went on. And at the end of the day, myself, and I can only speak for myself, I can't speak for anybody else, did some soul searching and determined that I wanted to own up for my part in anything that I may have done that affected this community or any specific streamers in particular. I wanted to atone for it the best way that I could, which is to, number one, first and foremost, change my behavior and change my actions. And then what I did after that is I took some time to reflect on it and kind of do the acid test to make sure that that's exactly how I truly felt about what had happened with myself and some of the people in this community. And then, you know what I did? I didn't go and talk in a bunch of streams, a bunch of shit about people that were being mean to me because they had either the right, or even if they didn't have the right to be mean to me. I just decided to finally go directly to the source. And I went to the source and I had a conversation with that person, and that person and I mended fences. And that mending of those fences led to what is, in my opinion, and of course it's my opinion, so I'm going to say this, it led to one of the biggest things to happen in the Realm Royale community since the game started. And that is, a group of people came together and tried to design something to not only make it fun and fair for us to play games against real people, but more importantly, to get rid of the riffraff and the bullshit and the cheaters and the hackers and the stream snipers and just the overall bad people that were hanging around in this community. And so for myself, I went and decided to come up with something called Cash Customs. And the key to that Cash Customs was that if you wanted to play in it, I kind of had to know who you were. I kind of had to do a little background check off of your Realm tracker, off of your Steam account. Who was your Twitch name? What was your Discord name? And something pretty incredible happened, which is that we had games that included people that weren't pieces of shit. I then got some notice from some people in the community. In fact, the very individual that I had odds with and arguments with and disagreements with and was fighting with for almost 2 years, I went to that person and said, you know what would be cool is if we could apply this to the Q snipes. And that person said, cool, let's do it tonight. Let's do it. We started doing it and very quickly realized that we shouldn't do Q snipes. We should be doing customs. And then we figured out a way to do customs in a way in which it became fair to play against the players in this community, because let's face it, there's some really good players in this community that it's just simply no fun to play Q snipes with and even customs with. So we figured out a way to level the playing field, and we started to apply that. And no sooner did we apply that than that person, who we all know who that is, started like running these daily and offering up even money for people to do well in them. And then the thing that happened that always seems to happen in this community went down. Somebody who really didn't belong there, somebody who was pretending to be someone else, who lied to get into one of the games, ended up starting to win the games and win all of the money that was being offered for those games. And what's worse than that person getting into these games and winning this money is that there was several people very well, normally we respect these people in the community, very well-known names, very good players that knew this was going on and waited and waited and waited and did not disclose that they knew it was going on until really it was just too late. Now look, I'm not here to be anybody's daddy, okay, or mommy, but I'm a grown man. You know, I'm 50 years old. Most of you guys know this. I've got kids older than most of the kids that play in some of these games with us. But let me try to explain something to you on like a higher level. And I really hope that if you're listening to this and watching this, that you get this point. Because this is all that matters. Is that guys like me and guys like the big names in this game that we all know are going to come and go. And the truth is that some of them have gone and come back and now may return again. We don't know. Okay. The jury's still out. Okay. But here's the deal. If you want this thing to be the best that it can be, and when I say this thing, what I'm saying is if you want this update and this game to become something that is unbelievable, that literally brings hundreds of thousands, if not 1 million people to play this game that we're all sitting and haggling and fighting over and pissing over and arguing about all the time, whether this, that, or the other makes sense or doesn't make sense or is nerfed or not nerfed. All this bullshit, dude. None of that fucking matters. But when a community that could be as tight as it has been gets shattered and fractured because of a few people's bad decisions, I just encourage those of you, and if you watch the video, you know who you are. I've said carefully, intentionally, no names in this video other than my own, okay? It's for a reason, because it's not about name calling or calling out names anymore, but you guys know who you are. And I encourage each and every one of you to go and make good and talk your differences out. And I also encourage you guys to ask yourselves as fucking human beings, why do you let people who are pieces of fucking shit even hang around or play games with you in your life? Those people are toxic motherfuckers, bro. And they're never going to do anything good for this game, especially when you continue to allow them to do it without penalty. So 2 things. Go and talk to the person who you know that you fucking wronged and make it right. For the game, not for me, not for that person, but for the game of Realm Royale. And number 2, call that shit out from now on. When you know it's happening, when you see some bullshit happening, get away from it, call it out, and stop playing with those fucking people. Let's get rid of them, because listen, right now that may seem like a lot of people in this community, but when there's 100,000 people playing this game regularly, and we're watching it on stream, who gives a shit about those 20 fucking guys that you think are really special today that really won't be at some point when the sea is big and they are small fish? So that's it, dude. That's what I got to tell you guys about Realm Royale and the direction that it's heading. Because right now we've got so much potential for this to do so unbelievable, and some of you guys are fucking crashing it into the ground. Grow the fuck up. Meet with the people that you've got differences with and hash it out, and stop being fucking assholes. And if you can do that, then guess what? You can participate in what is going to happen with this game. Because right now, you're about to miss out.